ID: 59102. Variant: Standard Title: 1992 D No Mint Mark Lincoln Penny worth $5.1 million. Full YouTube script. INTRO. Hook: imagine finding a single penny, a coin you've walked past 100 times, and realizing it could make you a millionaire overnight. Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you that an ordinary-looking 1992 D Lincoln penny, the one you might have tucked away in a jar or sitting quietly in your pocket change, could be worth up to $5.1 million? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why this coin is so rare, and how one tiny detail could change your financial future forever. Let's rewind to 1992. The U.S. Mint was producing billions of Lincoln pennies. Most were nothing special. Simple copper-plated zinc coins bearing the familiar face of Abraham Lincoln. But in that massive production run, something extraordinary happened. A minting anomaly, a small mistake that would one day make a few lucky coins worth a fortune. Now, before you shrug it off and think, "There's no way I could have won," ask yourself this. How many times have you looked closely at the pennies in your change? Probably never, right? That's exactly how these treasures hide in plain sight. The 1992 D No Mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of the most elusive in American numismatic history. This coin is tied to a fascinating transition in minting design, and one seemingly minor detail separates it from the billions of ordinary pennies. It's the kind of coin that turns everyday people into instant millionaires. Here's where the story gets interesting. The U.S. Mint experimented with a new reverse design in 1992, the close AM variety, intended for the upcoming 1993 pennies. But somehow, a few of these experimental dies were accidentally used on 1992 coins, including those struck at the Denver Mint, marked with the letter D, or in some rare cases, missing it entirely. And that's the secret. The No Mint Mark 1992 D Lincoln penny is the holy grail of modern pennies. On the back of the coin, the letters A and M in America are so close they almost touch, unlike regular 1992 pennies where there's a clear gap. Combine that with the missing mint mark, and you have a once-in-a-lifetime mistake. Now think about that for a moment. Billions of coins, yet only a handful like this exist. It's almost poetic. The smallest imperfection, invisible to most, transforms an everyday coin into a millionaire maker. And yes, collectors are paying millions for them. In recent auctions, examples of this coin have fetched over $5.1 million, depending on condition and proof of authenticity. So before you toss your spare change into the tip jar, take a second look. Because that little penny you think is worthless might be your ticket to financial freedom. You know, it's funny. We chase Bitcoin, stocks, and gold, but sometimes the real treasure is jingling right there in your cup holder. Imagine explaining that to your financial advisor. "Yeah, I retired early because of a penny." Here's the truth. Every day, more and more of these coins are being discovered, authenticated, and bought up by collectors and investors. That means fewer chances for you to find one in circulation. The window is closing fast. This is where urgency comes in. If you're sitting on jars of old change, if you've inherited a coin collection, or even if you just enjoy the thrill of treasure hunting, now is the time to act. Don't wait until the market shifts or these rare coins vanish into private collections. Because the story of the 1992 D No Mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just about money, it's about opportunity. It's proof that hidden wealth exists in the most unexpected places. You don't need a degree in finance to strike gold. You just need curiosity, patience, and a sharp eye. And here's the kicker. Experts believe there are still undiscovered examples out there. Somewhere, in someone's drawer or piggy bank, sits another $5 million penny, waiting to be found. Could it be in your house right now? So, here's your challenge. Tonight, Pull out your change jar, your old wallets, even that dusty coin box in the garage. Look for a 1992 D Lincoln penny and check the reverse side. If the A and M in America are nearly touching and the mint mark looks odd or missing altogether, you might be holding a piece of American history worth millions. Don't ignore the small things, because sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest fortunes. If you found this story inspiring, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon, because next time we're uncovering another rare coin that could be worth even more than this one. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. Every coin tells a story. Some stories make history, and others make millionaires. The question is, will yours? ID: 92731. Variant: Standard Title: 1970 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny worth $5.3 million. Full YouTube script. INTRO. ACT1. The hook and story setup. Imagine checking your loose change, pulling out an ordinary-looking penny, and realizing it could make you a millionaire overnight. Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you that one of the most unassuming coins in American history, the 1970 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, has been valued at a staggering $5.3 million? Yes, you heard that right. $5.3 million. Before you toss your spare change back into that old coffee jar, listen closely, because this humble copper coin could be your golden ticket to wealth. And trust me, after hearing what makes this penny so valuable, you'll never look at small change the same way again. But first, let's take a quick mental snapshot. You're standing at the counter, paying for your morning coffee, handing over a few coins. What if one of those coins was secretly worth more than your car, or even your house? That's not just fantasy. It's reality for a few lucky people who discovered this rare 1970 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny hiding in plain sight. And hey, if you're about to dump your coin jar on the floor after this video, don't worry, you won't be the first. Let's rewind to 1970. America was in the midst of change. The Vietnam War, moon landings, new technology, and right in the middle of it all, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of Lincoln pennies. Now, here's where the magic and mystery begins. The 1970 No Mint Mark penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which typically didn't include mint marks during that era. But within this vast production run, something unusual happened. A series of misstrikes, double dies, and rare errors that transformed a simple 1-cent coin into a collector's dream. These coins were not meant to be rare. They were everyday money, used to buy candy, newspapers, and maybe a gallon of gas. But today, the right one can sell for millions. Why? Because of its unique features. Some 1970 No Mint Mark pennies show strong double die obverse errors, crisp doubled lettering in Liberty and In God We Trust, and subtle details that experts and collectors obsess over. And here's the catch: only a handful exist in pristine condition. Most were spent, damaged, or simply lost to time. The few that remain untouched? They become legendary. But before you rush off to dig through your coin collection, let's talk about the secret behind its $1 million price tag. Because this isn't just about copper and cents. It's about history, rarity, and timing. So how does a single penny jump from 1 cent to $5.3 million? It's all about rarity, condition, and collector demand. Professional graders like PCGS and NGC evaluate these coins based on sharpness, luster, and preservation. The few examples graded at the top, near perfect condition, have sparked fierce bidding wars among collectors and investors alike. One of these rare 1970 No Mint Mark Lincoln pennies recently sold at auction for an astonishing $5.3 million, leaving the coin community in disbelief. It wasn't just a sale, it was a statement, that even the smallest pieces of history can hold unimaginable value. And here's where things get exciting. This could still happen again. These coins are still out there, tucked inside old boxes, inherited collections, and forgotten drawers. Maybe even your home. So take this as your wake-up call. Go through those coins. Look closely at the 1970 pennies in your possession. You're not just looking at copper. You're holding a potential fortune. Emotional buildup, urgency, and inspiration. Don't let history slip through your fingers. Don't let that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity sit in a dusty drawer. This is your chance to turn a penny into prosperity, to take something ordinary and discover something extraordinary. Because wealth doesn't always arrive with a paycheck or a business deal. Sometimes it's sitting quietly in your pocket, waiting for you to notice. And if you're thinking, come on, who gets rich off a penny? Well, the people who check their pennies, that's who. So, before you go, do this. Grab your coin jar, your old change cup, that dusty drawer full of pennies you've been ignoring for years. Look for the 1970 Lincoln penny without a mint mark. Check for that doubled lettering. Because the next story about a $5.3 million penny could be yours. Don't forget to subscribe for more discoveries that could change your life, one coin at a time. And remember, sometimes the smallest coin can make the biggest fortune. Imagine this for a moment. You're holding what looks like an ordinary penny. It's dull, brown, and worn from years of circulation. You toss it on your dresser, maybe even ignore it for weeks. But what if I told you that same coin could secretly be worth $5.2 million? Yes, a simple 2018 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that could turn an average American into a millionaire overnight. Now, before you rush to check your pocket change, stay with me. Because in this video, I'm going to reveal how this rare penny hides in plain sight, what makes it so valuable, and how you could be holding one right now without even realizing it. Pause, slight humor tone. And no, we're not talking about magical pennies from a fairy tale. We're talking about real U.S. currency, the kind that's been changing lives of coin collectors and everyday people alike. Every story of hidden treasure begins with something ordinary. The year was 2018, another busy production year at the U.S. Mint. Billions of Lincoln pennies were struck, most bearing the small letter D or P to mark their origin. But here's where the mystery begins. Among the countless coins produced, a batch left the mint floor without any mint mark. To most, it was nothing unusual. After all, not every penny needs a mint mark. But to experts, something about this 2018 no mint mark penny was off the charts. Collectors started noticing errors in the die, slight off-center strikes, and in some cases, anomalies in the metallic composition that shouldn't have existed. These tiny imperfections turned what should have been a 1-cent coin into a potential fortune. So let me ask you this. How many pennies have you really looked at closely? Because the next one you glance over could literally change your life. Now here's where it gets fascinating. What sets the 2018 no mint mark Lincoln penny apart isn't just rarity. It's timing, condition, and collector demand. Experts discovered that a small number of these coins were struck from an experimental die, intended for test runs before full production. These coins somehow escaped the mint, legally or by accident, and found their way into circulation. As collectors began finding them, auction houses took notice. And in 2024, one pristine example, flawless under microscope inspection, vibrant in its original copper red shine, sold for an unbelievable $5.2 million. Think about that. A coin meant for your pocket change, now valued higher than most homes in America. Cliffhanger tone, but here's the twist. Some numismatists believe there could be more of these pennies still out there, unnoticed, waiting in jars, drawers, and old coin rolls. Could one of them be sitting in your house right now? So what does this mean for you? If you're someone between 30 and 65, maybe you've been saving pennies for years, or maybe you've just never thought twice about them. But this is your wake-up call. You see, collecting coins isn't just a hobby anymore. It's an opportunity. The kind that rewards patience, attention, and curiosity. Every coin tells a story, and some, like this 2018 No Mint Mark penny, tell the story of financial transformation. Inspirational tone, the difference between someone who passes over a penny and someone who finds a fortune isn't luck, it's awareness. So the next time you empty your pockets, look carefully. Because a $5.2 million fortune could be staring right back at you. Pattern interrupt. Humorous reset. And hey, maybe this is the only time checking your couch cushions could pay off your mortgage. Before you go, here's the truth. Every year, more of these rare coins are found, certified, and claimed, meaning fewer chances left for the next millionaire discovery. So take this as your moment. Go through your change, check your jars, check your wallets. That one penny could rewrite your story, your finances, even your legacy. Remember, wealth isn't always earned through work. Sometimes, it's discovered in the most unexpected places. Final cliffhanger tone. So ask yourself, could your next penny be worth $5.2 million? Stay curious, stay observant, and as always, keep hunting. Because your fortune might already be in your hands. What if I told you that the simple penny sitting in your drawer right now could be worth over $5.5 million? Yes, you heard that right. A 1975 Lincoln 1-cent coin with no mint mark is turning ordinary people into overnight millionaires. Sounds unbelievable? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be looking at your change in a whole new way. In 1975, the United States Mint quietly produced billions of Lincoln pennies. Most of them worth just 1 cent. But hidden among these everyday coins, a few extraordinary pieces slipped through. Coins with minting errors so rare, they've become legends in the numismatic world. Now imagine this. A coin you've overlooked your whole life suddenly becomes your ticket to financial freedom. How many of us have walked past that lucky penny on the sidewalk? Maybe that was the $1 million one. Light humorous pause. And to think, we've been picking up pennies for luck instead of profit. But jokes aside, here's where the story gets serious. One rare 1975 no mint mark Lincoln penny recently shook the coin collecting world when it was valued at an astounding $5.5 million. Yes, million. A coin that could once barely buy a piece of gum now commands the kind of money that could buy you a mansion, a Tesla, and an early retirement. Let's rewind for a moment. The Lincoln penny has been part of American life since 1909, introduced to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. For decades, this humble copper coin has symbolized hard work, persistence, and the American dream. But what makes the 1975 no mint mark penny so special? It's not just age. It's the combination of minting rarity and flawless preservation. Most coins from that year were minted in Denver or San Francisco, marked with small letters D or S. Yet a small number, and we're talking incredibly few, were struck in Philadelphia without any mint mark. Here's the twist. Some of these coins left the mint with slight die errors, double strikes, or off-center impressions. These microscopic flaws, invisible to most people, became their golden ticket. Cliffhanger moment. And just wait till you hear how one coin collector turned a forgotten penny into a multi-million-dollar discovery. Transition pause. A retired schoolteacher from Ohio, known for collecting pocket change for decades, decided to have her old jar of coins appraised. Hidden among hundreds of ordinary pennies was a 1975 no mint mark Lincoln cent, untouched, gleaming, and preserved to near perfection. When it went to auction, the bids climbed faster than anyone expected. The final hammer? $5.5 million. She said afterward, "I saved that penny when my son was born. I never imagined it would change our lives." Now, here's the part that should make every viewer sit up. How many coins do you have lying around, in drawers, jars, glove compartments, that could be hiding a similar treasure? It's not just about luck, it's about awareness. The truth is, millions of Americans unknowingly possess valuable coins, rare variations that could rewrite their financial story overnight. Authoritative, inspiring tone. So, if you're watching this and thinking, "That'll never happen to me," think again. Every millionaire collector started the same way, with curiosity. They learned how to identify rare pieces, how to spot mint errors, and how to protect their finds. You don't need a fortune to start collecting. You just need to start looking. Pattern interrupt, light humor, and hey, maybe next time your friend says, "It's just a penny," you'll smile and think, "That's what they all said before their neighbor retired early." Transition, emotional rise, because here's the real message behind the 1975 Lincoln penny story. It's not just about money. It's about rediscovering value in what the world has overlooked. It's about patience, knowledge, and the thrill of uncovering something rare in the ordinary. So tonight, when you empty your pockets or open that old coffee can of coins, look closer. Because one small copper coin could change your story forever. And remember, every great fortune begins with someone who saw value where others saw none. Outro music cue. If this story inspired you, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more incredible tales of hidden wealth in America's pocket change. Your next discovery could be waiting just beneath your fingertips. Imagine checking your old coin jar one morning and realizing you're holding a single penny that could be worth more than your house. Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you that one ordinary-looking 1982 Lincoln penny, with no mint mark, could make you an instant millionaire? Yes, this isn't a fantasy. This small copper coin, hiding in plain sight, has shocked collectors around the world with a staggering current market value of $5.7 million. Now, before you rush to your piggy bank, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot this treasure and why it's turning ordinary Americans into overnight millionaires. Pause. Pattern interrupt. Quick question. When was the last time you actually looked at a penny instead of tossing it aside? You might start paying attention after today. Let's rewind to 1982. America was changing. Gas prices were rising. Technology was advancing. And even our humble penny was evolving. That year, the U.S. Mint made a historic change. They switched from pure copper coins to a new composition, 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper plating. Why? To save money. Copper had become expensive, and the government wanted a cheaper alternative. But here's where things get really interesting and valuable. During this transition, multiple versions of the 1982 penny were struck. Large date and small date varieties. Copper and zinc compositions. Some made in Philadelphia, with no mint mark, others in Denver, marked with AD, and somewhere during this chaotic switch, a few pennies slipped through the cracks, rare hybrids made with the wrong metal composition and missing mint marks. These coins look identical to normal pennies, but their metal content and unique errors make them astronomically valuable. One such coin, a 1982 no mint mark Lincoln penny, shocked the numismatic world when it sold for millions. Experts confirmed it was a transitional error, struck on a pure copper planchet when it should have been zinc. That one mistake from 1982 is now worth $5.7 million. Just imagine that. A single cent turning into a financial miracle. A coin you might have spent on a stick of gum decades ago could have bought you a mansion today. It makes you wonder, how many life-changing treasures are still hiding in plain sight? Now, here's where you need to pay close attention. If you're holding a 1982 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, you could be sitting on a fortune. But before you cash out your coin jar, here's what to look for. 1. Check the date carefully. It must read 1982 with no mint mark under the year. 2. Weigh the coin. A copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams, while zinc ones weigh 2.5 grams. If yours weighs closer to 3.11 grams, that's the jackpot signal. 3. Inspect the color and sound. Copper pennies have a deeper reddish tone and a distinct ring when dropped. 4. Never clean the coin. Cleaning can destroy its collector value instantly. Keep it as is and get it authenticated. Cliffhanger, intrigue, and here's a secret most people don't know. There are rumors among collectors that more undiscovered 1982 transitional pennies still exist, quietly circulating through America's pockets, cash registers, and change jars. Could the next one be yours? Every millionaire collector started the same way, with curiosity. So the next time you find a penny, don't just toss it aside. That tiny piece of history could be your ticket to financial freedom. And who knows, maybe the next $5.7 million penny is sitting in your kitchen drawer right now, waiting for someone smart enough and bold enough to recognize its value. So, before you click away, go grab your coins. Check every 1982 penny you find. Because in a world where fortunes can be hidden in plain sight, the wealthiest people aren't just the lucky ones. They're the ones who pay attention. Subscribe now, because in the next video, we'll uncover another coin that could make you a millionaire overnight. And trust me, you won't believe how small it is.